Well, the $200 copper box I put in the house, okay, to solve the leak that was getting into the kitchen. It worked for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then and I fixed finally. I let it go for a whole year because the soffit in the kitchen finally scraped all it on and fixed that. And like within 2 weeks, of course, and I knew what happened. It's leaking again. Fortunately, not into that soffit, but down the corner, down the brick, and into. So I'm like, oh, what the hell, you know? So I come home and I spend 3 hours working on it from one side. And I'm like, oh, that's got probably a couple of spots there look pretty not so good. And then it leaked again. That's the exact same way. And I'm like, oh no, this is horrible. I feel so depressed and crazy, and I don't know what to do. And if I could just, put it like a force field, a bubble over the house, somehow create a bubble over the house, life would be a lot better. But I can't do that because I'm a person that, with my feet grounded in the realistic stuff in life. And so I go to the other side, I put a front on it that I could take off. So I take it off, I'm poking around, and I find a spot. Like, oh my God, there's a spot where the work that I did, and it was not quite into it, and so I got that burned it and patched it all. And then the next couple of rains, it leaks. I'm so happy now. Howdy, it's me, Manny Mark, come to you from the bunker system located underneath the art villa, located somewhere in the jungles of the Midwest. Hey, I'm coming to you today with a very thin stack of records because I'm just not going out that much anymore. Looking for records. You really can't see it anymore. But I gave myself a really good shiner since the last time I talked to you, I believe. Here's a photograph right there. That's the shiner. What happened was, oh my God, what a story. I've got a hillside that it's very difficult to weed whack, but I weed whack it about once a month. It takes me a couple hours. I fall down a lot anyway, because it's steep, all right? But then there's this whole other layer of my property, which are saplings and trees that I like to kind of keep knocked down. So I'm not going to lose the view as quickly as I will otherwise. So I was down there knocking down this clump of trees like this big around. They weren't really the issue. The issue is that there's vines and all the trees are laying on top of one another. So they got to this sapling about the size of a baseball bat, oddly enough, about the size of a baseball bat. And I cut it down. I wasn't paying attention to how kind of was bent and everything. And when I cut it, it flew up just as if somebody had taken a full swing right at my head. It hit my nose, it would have broken. But it hit the safety glasses, which were, I had a choice that day. This is how unusual life can be. I had a choice that day between these kind of brittle safety glasses or these wraparound, more flexible glasses, and for some reason I chose the wraparound glasses. So they absorbed the blow, and the bottom of the rim cut into my cheek. So I just did this and wiped the blood off, went back to work. I was so shocked by the whole thing that I didn't even cuss. I can remember saying, that's going to leave a mark, and then hoping that I wasn't going to pass out. Anyway, I thought I would have fractured or something, a concussion. Took about a week for it to clear up. Anyway, if it had been like, if there had been a branch or knot or anything, that's right, I wouldn't be sitting here wearing my Go Power t-shirt talking to you right now.
Okay, you may want to get out of here now, because we're going to show you the correct way to flash fry your bird. That's right. None of this slow cooking stuff. Now here's what you do, boys and girls. You want to cook it really quick. You take one of these boom booms over to A, crack open his kielbasi. Way, ba 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 ba, mow mow. Okay, and we're gonna put this in here, light it, and I'm gonna cut out of here like a bat out of Parma. You won't believe. So we'll be back in a flash with some more turkey trash to cure your rash. So here we go. Yes, indeed. Light that up. And zowie scowie, you ain't gonna believe. Ah! Boom, boom.
I'm hungry for those good things, baby. I'm hungry to
miss me. Let me just say, I bought another one of these Henry Mancini albums. It's fabulous, but I've already got probably 5 or 6 copies. Well, why'd you buy another one, Manic Mark? Well, I just saved it in the bin because I knew in a month, should I go back, it would still be there and be trashed. I just couldn't let it happen to that record. It's such a fine Mancini album. Okay, was that the end of it? Was that the end of the stories? I know there was another one, but I can't think of it right now. So let's continue with the records. All right, here we go. It's a design record, label budget, somebody doing these movie themes, okay? And it's so cheap that there's a super bad blemish in the pressing. It's like a bump. I had to buy it because you never know. You never know what those covers are going to sound like. All right. Here's another record. It's probably going to be horribly dull and boring, but I've never seen it in the bin before. I don't know who John Scott Trotter is, and I don't even know who Hal Kemp is. But it's just an interesting photograph. The cover design is interesting, so I picked it up and thought I'd give it a whirl. There's a bolero on it, and a song titled "Strange." Out-of-town gospel music with a really horrible photo on the cover. And it's just not because it's shelf-worn. It was horrible when they printed it. Okay, the color separation was bad, or the original photograph was blown up or something. But that's why I love these albums. Also on the back, another horrible photograph, horribly cropped, at the very least horribly cropped photograph. Again, that's why I love these things. The Jim Morrow singers are out of Arkansas, okay? It looks like a local record, but it ain't, as far as I know. Stairway Records, wherever the hell they're from. Okay. It's the Dalton family on Jewel. This is local, the Dalton family. I don't believe I've got this one. I don't believe I've got anything by the Dalton family. This photograph was done in a studio. It's much better than the other photograph. I'm sorry I maligned the Jim Morrow family now with the bad review, the horrible review on their... That's why these records, I like them, okay? It's because these people did everything by themselves. They snapshot the photograph, they had to put their trust in a printer, the printer doesn't care, or they tell the printer to use the photograph, which is even worse than the printer's like, it's money, what can I do? So I use it, and they don't know, you know, the difference. The same thing on the back. Well, if we crop it, it's going to cost more money. This was before Photoshop, where everything you did in pre-press and printing was way more difficult than it is today to get everything straightened out. They wrote their own copy, usually. They just did everything, so things aren't perfect, and that's why they're fun to collect. Okay, I was too hard on that record. Sorry about that. Spectacular Les Reed. This looks like fun. It's a 2-record set, gatefold, 2-record gatefold. Ooh, there he is. You ever wonder what Les Reed looks like, or who Les Reed was? There he is, right there. Les Reed. There's a chorus, so he's doing the popular numbers of the moment, like Not Unusual and Delilah, Daughters of Darkness. Sounds like a song about vampires. Anyway, I don't know. There you go. Speaking of local private press with horrible cover, this is one right here. Oh my God, look at that illustration. I bet somebody gets credit for it on the back. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like they thought better of giving themselves credit. Let's see, there's some easy listening songs on here. I'm not sure what the hell. And then there's square dancing numbers. It's a split record with square dancing and easy listening. But it's local, so that's why I picked it up. The Vault label, I have no idea, but it's a trio, a jazz trio, apparently, recorded in Hollywood. There's 3 songs on each side. It's going to be extended tracks. I don't know. Looked interesting. Holiday for Strings, David Rose. And now I've got at least the Holiday for Strings, they put on a number of albums and collections. I don't know if I've got this one, if this was the first release of Holiday for Strings, along with some other interesting songs, but I'm thinking I think I've got this one, and it's an interesting for David Rose. It's early interesting. It has an interesting early vibe to it. It's a little bit, and I can't say experimental, and I shouldn't say it's just moody, something extra dramatic, and I don't know. And last but not least, on Verb, it doesn't sound like it'll be awesome, but Hollywood hits for dance. I don't know, but Verb was a great label, and but this, I don't know. This seems early, before Taylor Creed, you know, his time there. He made some really great records. But on the back, it's signed by someone who was with the group, because it's to Gene, something like Edna, all your best to you, Sal and Ernie. I don't know who Sal was. I assume it was Ernie Heckscher. Myers. It doesn't even matter. There you go. Autographed by somebody named Sal and or Ernie.